Okay, Ndar, let's go.
Hello guys. I'm the scuff player of YGG. I'm Ndar. Nice to meet you guys.
Okay.
Ndar is also one of the OGs of YGG Elite.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think he was the first two to join. Before, I think it started off with Disi and Ndar first. And
yeah.
then came me and Elmo. So yeah. And OG.
Yeah.
First time. Is it your first time doing a bootcamp?
Nope. I did the bootcamp before, but it was for version 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so the topic for our bootcamp today would be about the changes for season 3, and also like the off season for season 2. But before that, let's since I think it was like 2 weeks ago when we had our bootcamp for Gabby and Enrico about the Vietnam and Brazil land tournament. The Brazil land tournament just finished, and we'd like to ask Gabby how was the experience with it.
I mean, it was fine, right? Round one exit in Brazil, so I technically flew all the way there just to lose in 10 minutes. So that's cool, I guess. You know,
But still earned a lot, right? Still earned a lot, right?
yeah, still a lot, but like it's always a cool experience to go for a LAN, I guess. Never gonna say no to going to a LAN, experiencing new country and stuff like that, Brazil was honestly speaking, I didn't really enjoy Brazil, to be honest. I don't know, it's just something about the country that I just didn't enjoy. Food was nice, but I think it's just the fact that like everybody didn't speak English at all, so it was very hard to communicate. Very, very hard. And I think the part of Brazil that we went was the non-touristy area, right? I think Sao Paulo is a place where like people go for business, so very little tourists there. So there's really not much to do after round one exiting. So just but even the food was not cheap actually. Like when
it was still like a good run for YGG as a whole, because Enrico was able to finish second in that tournament. So it's good. But let's move forward now with to discuss the changes for season 3. So we're gonna discuss the Substack released by Sky Mavis with the updates. So there are updates with the cards, with the mechanics, and with the rules and charms. So let's go down to the Substack now, Gabby.
Right. I'm already sharing my screen. I don't know if the Twitter or Twitch, Facebook is sharing it, but if you can just take a look at my screen. I don't know. Actually,
we can see it.
All right. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, like DC said, we are currently in off season. So, and I think off season is ending in 2 days, right? On the 8th. So we only have 2 more days of off season, and I think the season will be starting on Wednesday, 11 a.m. I think. I'm not too sure on that. All I know is off season is ending in 2 days, and so this is the first time they're doing a off-season leaderboard rewards. The leaderboard rewards for off-season is just runes and charms.
Which is kind of big.
Because we can kind of explain why it's kind of big, right? So why it's big for me is because it gives you a head start, right? And looking at previous season, taking Stas for example, right? Stas crafted very well early on and was able to push very early on and then start camping, right? And this is what And like if let's say you have the secure runes and charms on day one, you can actually do that. Like you push very high early on and then start camping, playing one game a day to secure high finish, right? To get you like to get you like a secured spot, right? And contrary to what?
I sent you something that might be helpful for everyone to understand what's gonna happen as well for next season. To
Alright, wait. How do I open that? Let me see. I think
I'm not sure if this is publicly like.
I don't know. Okay, open in browser. Alright, so I think here. Right. So when we look at the rare and epic era, right? I know a lot of if people are following the drama, people are all like complaining about camping and playing 5 games a day. But that only comes into effect in the Mystic era, right? You still only need to play 1 game a day at the rare era and the epic era because we are not hitting Challenger until Mystic era. So I think people don't know or are not thinking in that fact. That's why a lot of them are like complaining about 5 games a day, which is quite a lot in my opinion, but I like it because end of the day, like we are still spending the amount of time. But anyway, I digress, right? So like getting an early lead in any era is very good because you can just push up to like rank 1 and then you start playing like 1 game a day for the era and then you secure like a top a top 25 finish, which is quite a lot of access, I guess. I mean, to some people it's a lot, to some people it's not, but generally like top 25 gets you like 41 access. So if let's say you have this head start in getting free runes and charms, you are in a massive advantage. So yeah, that's something like a lot of players who are not playing off season don't understand, I guess, because they all wanna like because they know that they can buy it off marketplace, especially since like the minting fee is 3 days now. So I mean, a lot of players are just gonna buy it off, right?
I think the challenge with that though is that not everyone would like expect a cheap like rune or charm even in the like first 3 or 4 days. So having this like free rare like runes and charms coming from the off season is like very big for people to be ahead early. Like let's say because of this like rare runes and charms, you can be ahead in the first like 3 days. So this is where the strategy coming into the season is like very important for everyone. So basically you're banking something earlier than the season to get ahead of everyone. And if you come to think about it, it's still like RNG at the start, which one you can craft and not. So I'm not sure if like does the free rare runes and charms, like is that a box that you can choose or
no? It says
it's still random, right?
Yeah.
So
it's random.
It's still gonna be hard for you to figure out which comp to actually build because most of the time in the first like era of the season, you kind of adjust with whatever you get. Especially before when everything was still like being minted for like 7 days. Like last season, I think it's just like 7, so you can't really choose what to play based on the runes and charms that you also get. So, but this time it might change a bit because it's like minting is just like 3 days. But this one is kind of big for the next like season. What do you think about this, Ndar? Like, would you actually be like grinding for this free runes and charms this off season, considering this?
Yep, I think I will because as you said earlier, like it gives you a huge head start against others, especially if you have like a rare rune and you open like a a good rare rune in the current meta, you will really be ahead. in terms of like moon shards, since you will be winning a lot if you have the
Mhm.
meta rare in very early of the season. So yep, I think yeah, I would definitely play and try getting um the rare runes
Mhm.
as much as more it's definitely better.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'm also like thinking that maybe even just getting two rare rune like is fine because like not everyone would want to grind off season because
Hmm?
that's why there's off season, right? Because you just want to kind of chill. But if you look at the number of like rare runes and charm, I mean rare runes that you would get, um, from top 100 to like top 850, which is a lot already, you get the same amount of runes. So like for me, maybe even if you just like play a bit and try to aim for like top 500, it's already fine. Um, just get lucky, I guess, and getting what you want.
It's quite lucky.
It's actually
Because
like there's a
because
lot
if you come to think about it, the top 100 is still not easy to get if the real people would like the competitive people would grind for it, right?
Mm.
yeah, I agree. Considering like it's only like the number of charms that is mostly mostly different.
Changing, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and considering that there's a lot of rare charms,
Mm-hmm.
then it's not
Also,
really easy.
if the others didn't know that we're also gonna discuss the changes in the runes later on because there's like some runes that were changed from being like epic to rare and rare to epic. So that would be big for next season as well in terms of like which comps you can actually play in the rare era.
Mhm. So yeah, I mean, I think that kind of covers everything for the leaderboards, right? And also, I think it's just a very cool campaign or like strategy to
Yeah.
incentivize players to play during off season, right? Uh, does it really work? I guess it does because it's like a little bit more people are playing. But I don't think it's a good enough incentive for people to play yet. But I think it's a right step in the direction, right?
Yeah.
If they made it like choosable box, then I think a little bit more people would play. But
True.
random boxes, I think it's a bit sketchy. So
Yeah.
if they say they made like a choosable box, I do see the off season being a little bit competitive. But I think that's not what they're gonna go for. I think they don't really want off season to be competitive, I guess. That's kind of reason why they are doing this.
'Cause
So yeah.
if it's gonna be like a sealed box where you can choose, I think it's gonna be like very good for like a head start already.
Yeah. It'll be quite insane.
Yeah.
So yeah. On top of that, you get this cool sticker. You know, this emote,
Yeah,
always
it's
good.
really a cool sticker. Like I like
It's
it.
really, it's
Yeah.
really a cool sticker.
I think
By the
it's
way,
Lam, confident, nerdy, merry.
very easy to get this cool sticker. You guys just need to play like I think I just need to
Yeah.
win one game and you're in the top 10,000 already.
Yeah.
Because there's really not a lot of people playing off season. So I think you just win like a few games and you're there already. You get a cool sticker. So yeah. Okay, moving on to like game mechanics changes, right? I think we'll touch on and card adjustment, but I think the big things that are changed is Blood Moon will begin one turn earlier. So quite significant, especially for sustained comms, right? The games end faster and quicker for sustained comp. So it's good, right? I mean, I would say it's good, right? That's kind of reason why sustains are actually having a very good time on the off season right now, because I mean, games are just faster.
They can
and-
sustain one less round.
Yeah, they have to
Something like that.
sustain one less round. So it's more pressure on other comms to try to kill the sustain comms faster, and usually they cannot, right? So that's kind of the reason why this change is actually like very good for sustains. Grievous wound, meaning like a grievous wound, right? The debuff that works in line with bleed is dealing pure damage now, right? Where in the past it was not doing pure damage, meaning like it needs to
Go through the
needs
shield.
to go through your shield, whereas now pure damage it hits your health straight away, which is very big in my opinion because grievous wound and bleed is supposed to be a counter to sustain shield comms,
Sustain.
right? Yeah. So in the past, when grievous wound wasn't pure damage, they couldn't really deal with sustains. So
It is actually a big buff in my opinion.
yeah, it's a big buff. Like playing it in the leaderboard, like in the off season, I do feel this change a lot because I'm a sustained player myself. So like speaking from experience, especially right now playing the off season, yeah, it's a big change. I think people don't think it's a huge change, but I think it's a very big change, especially once you reach like the optimal level of the comps. It actually makes a big difference. So yeah. Next thing is Leaf, right? Leaf, it's buffed up by right one extra HP heal. I think this is quite big as well because it doesn't seem to be big if you think of it like in a vacuum, meaning like 3-4 doesn't think you don't think it's big, but then the cards that give leaves, right? You think like Puppy, you think like Leafy Pot. I think they also got buffed. I'm not sure what Leafy Pot, but Puppy got buffed, right?
Puppy got
now, yeah, Puppy now works
And
in like.
I'm not sure to how much like limit the leaf stacks are because I think it's not just 10 anymore, right?
No, it's more than that. It goes beyond 10. So like if you think about like Leaf plus Puppy, it's a huge difference because now Puppy you can easily give yourself 5 leaf stacks, which means it's 20 heal per round, which is quite insane. Especially for sustain comms, right? Because shielding comms, well, I'm just talking all about sustain because it's the comp that I play. Right? Sustain comms, their issue is sometimes they can't gain health once they lose it. So having this extra leaf stat, it's actually very, very nice. So yeah. Next one is Kaku, right? Kaku was buffed. It only consumes 1 sleep.
I think it's more of a bug fix than a buff because it should be working this way before, but they didn't change it immediately after people like asked for it.
Cocoon got buff. Another buff to sustains. I don't know why this patch actually it went very well for sustains and it went very poorly for AoEs.
Kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, I think Axie Sky Mavis is trying to balance out AoEs because AoEs, if everybody noticed, right, has been winning the season for the past season 2, season 1, beta and alpha. 4 seasons has been won by an AoE comp, right? So I think Sky Mavis is just trying to level out the playing field for AoEs. And the only way to do that is, well, to buff, to lower down their multipliers, like reduce their damage, and also make their counters a little bit stronger. I think that's one way to kind of level the playing field against AoEs, which is I think what they're trying to go for. They've
been doing that, for every season actually.
Yeah.
It's just like so good that it still wins the season.
Yeah. Like they are nerfing AoEs a lot every season, but it somehow just keeps doing better and better. I think it's because of just how the nature of the comp, right? I think AoEs in general are a little bit easier to play. Because I mean it's getting a little bit tougher to play, don't get me wrong, right? Last season I do think AoE
It's
comps.
not as easy as the previous season
Yeah. It's
because
getting
of
a little bit more.
feather dagger mechanic.
Exactly, it's getting a little bit more complicated to play already, compared to like last season. So a little bit more brains need to be needs to be used, right? When you play AoE. So like as they nerf AoE a little bit more and more, it's still gonna be strong. It's just that it won't be as brain dead as what it was in season alpha and beta and season 1, for example. Yeah. So Cocoon got buffed, right? Next, moving on is Mushrooms. I'm not too sure about this. I mean, it's a buff, right? Heal equal to remaining HP.
Yeah, it's definitely
to heal
a buff.
equal to max HP. It's definitely a buff, but I don't know how significant this will be because
It's
the only
hard to
reason
use
why
in the meta.
the only reason why summons are not playable is because of AoEs, right? Summons generally have very low HP, so it's very hard to protect a summon against an AoE combo, especially something like an Earwing, a Grandma's Fan, whereby you summon a Mushroom which only has 80 HP, they just play like one Earwing and it's dead, right? So you just wasted energy. So that's kind of reason why summons are like it's very tough to pull out summons in
Especially
an AoE
defensive
meta.
summons.
Yes. So yeah. So that's kind of reason why summons kind of fell off. Season 1 summons were pretty okay because during that time the meta was more to single target rage, and summons are very good against single target things. But I think so that's kind of the only reason summons are good. So hopefully, with the change to AoE, people shift more back towards single target things, and then summons come back. Like summons see more play to the meta, so that's kind of nice. Next thing is Robin, right? Robin is buffed as well. Increased damage by 3. Oh no, it's not buffed. It's nerfed. It's nerfed, right? I like this change. Like, it's just basically another change that is kind of making AoE not as good. So yeah, it's still
like if you come to think about it, just to put it in, Robin is only like good right now with AoEs. Like for like single target, it doesn't work anyways. So the only concern that they had here is for AoEs. That's why they really need to do this too.
Yeah. And do you have any like thoughts on like these game mechanics and card gen, like this portion that I'm showing on my screen? Do you have any thoughts on these?
Yeah.
Is Ndar here?
Sorry, my internet cut off for a bit. What again?
Do you have like you wanna add on to like this portion that we just talked about?
I think what you said is true. Like in terms of like AoEs, they're trying to nerf it a bit, but still I can see that AoE is still gonna be like significant in every year.
Yeah.
Because I think it's mainly because of how Earwing works, for sure. I think the card they didn't touch for the AoEs.
Yeah, another thing that people might miss in like changes that's happening in like balance update is that, for example, if you like buff certain like stuff, like let's say AoE shields, even if you don't really like nerf AoE cards, it's still considered like an indirect nerf to certain cards. So because if you come to think about it, it's not easy for like Sky Mavis or the developers to just constantly like nerf stuff because it doesn't really look well for the player base. So another option that developers can do to still like control the meta is to actually buff other cards that might play in the meta. So that's another approach that the developers are trying to do right now, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, we haven't really gone to this, but like, you know, I'm just gonna put it out here. I don't think AoE is dead by any means. A lot of people are saying AoE is not doing very well now, because when they look at like the data set that they have of leaderboards, not many, like AoEs are struggling. But I think because they are playing the old version of AoEs, they are going the Rage AoE, which I think is going to be overshadowed, right? I think the one that's going to come out is the Bloodlust AoE. I think that is going to be very stupid. It's just that people don't have Bloodlust yet. People don't have the proper Axie set to build around Bloodlust AoE. So I think that's kind of the reason why AoEs are like seem to be not very good right now based on current data set. But if you just think about like the changes of and like bringing back Bloodlust, and like how stupid it was back in, I think, Alpha season when you could play the AoE Bloodlust, I think it's gonna be like quite oppressive in the next
It's the same experience when season 2 came out. Like people were saying that AoE is dead because you can't like play it with, I think, either EA or like Feather anymore during that time. And then what people did is just like to add both of them into one Axie, and people realize how strong it is. Because at the end of the day, people would just try to figure out what's quote unquote broken. And people can't really adjust. Like the developers wouldn't adjust it like quickly, you know, because as they said, once the season started, there's not much changes that's gonna happen, and it's for these people to figure out the next broken thing. That's why it's not like easy to actually balance this thing out. It's gonna take time.
Yep. I mean, there's also like a lot of bugs that kind of make AoE very strong last season as well, right?
Yeah.
I think they did kind of mess up the multipliers, right? The multiplier was multiplier meaning like Rage plus Feathers. I think in terms of like the math, I think there was something wrong. It shouldn't have been doing that much damage. Personally speaking, I think like they messed up that one to make it like super favor for AoE. On top of that, like things like Winghorn was bugged in a sense, like they were
Consuming time, something like that.
consuming time. They were what's the word? They were hacking the damage after doing the damage.
To get the dagger.
Yeah, to get the daggers.
Yeah,
Which
so
is all
what
been
Gabby
fixed already.
Yeah,
Right?
what Gabby is saying is that if the threshold is like less than 250 HP, the threshold is checked or like done when the damage is done, not like before you hit it. So it's kind of good in that sense.
Because it always ensures you like 2 extra daggers, which is quite significant because those 2 extra daggers are 100, close to 100 damage, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Like 50
for
to
0. Yeah, so it was quite significant. So they patched it already. It's been fixed, right? And Winghorn now damage, right? And then I mean there were also a lot of bugs that was not favorable to AoE, right? Like you will automatically end your turn if you play your cards too fast, meaning like you didn't wait for the animation to finish and then you click your cards. After playing Winghorn, your turn will be ended with like 6 feather daggers in your hand, meaning you couldn't draw anymore. So that was something that was not favorable for AoE. But it was a very easy workaround. You just need to wait for the animation of your Axies to finish, and then you start playing the cards. It's a very easy workaround, right? So another one is this one actually I'm not really sure. The curse ritual. Mr. Ndar, maybe you want to explain this.
Oh yeah, I'm not really sure about that though.
Yeah, basically, when you add curse to enemy's deck, you deal like 3 damage That was before. I think the damage now is 5 per curse deck.
Mhm.
So yep, before it wasn't capped. So people that uses 3
Ah.
curse rituals,
Mm.
basically they deal like more than 30, which is should be the
Mm.
cap. Yep, and it
Mhm.
was really strong like back then in rares.
Mhm.
Meta,
Mhm.
I think it was Zandaki who uses that one, which beats like most of the comps because it
Mhm.
usually deals like 100 plus damage every start of the turn, like for free.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
If I
the
remember,
thing that we could get there is that it's really for you to like figure out what's like broken for that season and to utilize it, because most likely like they're gonna fix it like at the end of the season, or like if it's really very urgent during that time. So the creativity is still like in every player to figure out, you know.
Mhm. Okay. Bubble Boy, Mr. Enda, what does this mean?
Oh, for the bubble, this is a good buff because before so the amount of the bubbles you need to stock up the bubble bomb was 5, right?
Mhm.
So if you have a 4 stack of bubble stack,
Mhm.
and then you use a Nemo with bubble degrade, which gives you 2 stack,
Mhm.
it just so basically it just gives you one bubble bomb instead of having one bubble bomb plus one
An
stack.
extra bubble. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
now I
it
think
stops at the bomb.
before, yeah, it stops at
Yeah.
the bump no matter like how much bubbles you get
Mm.
in a turn. Yeah, this is
So
like
bubble is
so
kind of hard to play before, and Nadar is so good with it.
bubble is like one of the no, it's much harder than AoE for sure. That's what I can
At
admit.
least I can agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this one is like this bug is like really good for bubbles for sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
this one is not like known to me as well.
what?
The anemone with glorious mane, because glorious mane is with the beast, right?
I mean, I think this is irrelevant now. I don't think anything will be playing anemones anytime soon because, well, I mean, okay, like, sure, you know, anemones properly reset and you use it with glorious main, but if you search in the marketplace, if you want to find a proper double anemone beast, I think you can slowly go and find it. It will not. I don't think it exists, and I don't think anybody is going to be breeding it anytime soon. Maybe I think okay. The thing is, it's very easy for you to transfer anemones onto a beast because anemone's genes are already like super clean, so it's very easy to just transfer it over to a beast. So maybe it might become an issue. I don't know, but I don't see it being.
And
Uh,
we thought before anemones might be back
mhm.
when we initially saw it, right? So
Yeah.
I hope they still buff anemone more, so they a lot of people could actually play it.
My issue with this change, like Anemone in playing with Glorious Main is an epic, right? If I'm not wrong. And during epics era is when adaptive program comes out, and linear comps do not
Die.
have a good time against
Yeah.
sustained comps, right? So these like anemones are linear comps, meaning like they kill front, they kill mid, they kill back, right? But if they can never kill the front, the anemones can never reset. The damage will always be low. So that's kind of why like linear comms do die off during epic eras because adaptive program, rejuvenate, healing force, all these comes out for the sustains, and it's just like it's just very like not fun to be a linear com player into an era whereby sustains are like super strong, like they get like a super power spike or something like that. Yeah. This one, Bubble Bomb is no longer affected by weak. Uh, and do you want to explain this one?
Yep.
Weak from the
Yeah.
usually from the bird charm,
From
right?
the Flamingo Hammer. Yeah. So
Flamingo
basically,
hammer.
this is so at the start of the season, there were a lot. There's the start of the Mystic season. There were a lot of bubbles in the leaderboards. It was really like very strong, but this bug killed off the bubbles entirely because the 20% of the weak applies to the damage of your bubble
Bomb.
bomb. So basically, if you have like 300 damage times 0.2, oh, I don't know the math, but it's quite high. Yep, it reduces like 60 damage out of your bubble bomb, which is really high in my
Mhm.
opinion, considering
Yeah.
that the damage of AO is were really high. So it just like it was a buff for them, but a nerf for it was like a buff for the AOEs because they could buy more time with those flamingo hammer timings against
Mhm.
bubble. Yep. Maybe if camping wasn't a thing, I'm sure that we won't see any bubbles in the leaderboards because of this bug. Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, I think the week also affects the skill cards like Showstar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the
Mhm.
Showstar
I
deals
remember
90,
that.
but with the week it does 72. Yeah, I'm not mistaken. Yep.
Yeah, it's quite ridiculous.
Cause I remember
But
Elmo like discussing this with Hale
Mhm.
during that
Mhm.
time, and it was like like telling Hale that maybe if you guys are actually allowing like the week to actually affect bubble bomb, maybe even bubble bomb should get reflected when it hits sustain, something like that. And I remember when I heard that, I was like so happy if that was like considered too, because sustain would have a better chance against the bomb comes, you know.
yeah, I mean not even the reflect lah. Like even bubble bombs doing less damage when into the shield and backup, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if it works with weak, it should be working with the the multiplier or the multiplier reduction in terms of like do hitting shield and backup, but I just didn't. So like just bubbles had a lot of issues also. Like I mean the game was just super buggy, right?
Yeah,
So
the game was like super buggy, and for those like small details, it would mean a lot in like
Mhm.
the top like positions in the ladder.
I think the only one that wasn't like had no bugs really was just like sustained. To be honest, I didn't feel like there were any bugs.
But someone
It was
was
just
saying that the shield backup wasn't working at some point.
it's just against bubbles, I guess.
Yeah.
But into AOEs, right? Sometimes I don't know. Yeah, but
Because if you get hit by AoE, you can like see how much damage was
the
like
yeah
reduced, right?
yeah.
And it feels off.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Anyways,
maybe we're just like saying we should have been winning against AoEs, but we're not, which is kind of true.
yeah. Um, Next one is cards with selection screen properly resolved when no selection is made and the timer runs out or the player disconnects. I do not know what this means. I think it's the invisible card issue. Most probably, right? Properly resolved when no selection is
Maybe.
made.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So there's
I
like
don't
a
understand.
bug where there's a card on top of your card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One time like my card got degraded because there's like a card on top of that degraded card.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure if like everyone noticed that or like have experienced that, but if you can see whenever your card is like drawn, you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you're playing in desktop, and sometimes it would skip a number and a bit of like space. That means that one card is kind of bugged, and unless you know what you're drawing, you would miss that card. And sometimes what Nadar is saying, there's a charm where when like you don't play it, it gets like banished or something, like confused. It would be a problem in some of your games. Oh, Kosei is saying something about the shield and backup. The rage stacks and feather stacks bonus damage are not reduced by shield and backup. Only the card itself. That's why they hit hard. Oh yeah. It's the same like thing when I think you hit like you put weak on like the like AoE axes. They still get to hit a lot of damage because the buff, which is the feather dagger, and the rage stack is not affected. That's why the AoE is really busted. If I'm not mistaken, that's the reason why they were so good.
Mm-hmm.
The buffs are kinda untouchable.
Super. Okay, moving on, I guess. Using clear, nerdy, or pink cheek with less than 2 cards in your hand, and draw pile is properly handled. I mean, they fixed like the previous bug of clear and nerdy, but I still think clear and nerdy is super bug when I play it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like it's still a bit wonky when you use it. But we'll have to see, because I was playing with a nerdy yesterday, and it felt weird the way when I was using, or maybe I'm just too adjusted to like how it was, and I don't know how it's supposed to work like, but it's just different. Like I still think it's a little bit off, but yeah, I don't know.
But they did change the thing where like when you actually use like a clear nerdy or pink chick, when you have like 10 cards, it still doesn't work, right? Like it's not the thing that they fixed. Because right now, basically, if you use those clear nerdy and pink chick when you have like full like 10 cards, I think it wouldn't work.
Yeah. I don't think I don't think that's a bug though. I don't think maybe that's a feature, because
Maybe it's a feature.
because when you read the description of those cards, it says draw then discard, right? So what it means is you draw first then you discard. So I don't think I don't think that's a bug. Yeah, I think that's in line with like how it's supposed to work, right? Drawing first then discarding. So I don't think they should be fixing that, right? if they fix it, like meaning like draw and discard at the same time, I don't know, brain dead, I guess. You know, people actually still need to think about it when they want to use.
I mean,
clear.
Maybe that means that their coding is only limited to 10 cards in hand.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah. I don't think you can actually go more than that, which is good, right? I think that's good, I guess.
Yeah.
Sacred Feather heals for the correct amount. This one basically, there was like a bug whereby sometimes you can get up to like full HP after your Sacred Feather procs, which was kind of random. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen.
I thought there was actually a trigger with it. Like other people were saying that if you have like other like stacks, like leaf stacks, it could be counted as like one extra heal. I'm not sure if that was really the case.
The poison. I think I remember like some guy who was against poison when he got a lot of poison, and the other guy Gila and killed and proc his Sacred Feather. The Sacred Feather got the full HP. Yeah, probably like the stacks, debuffs.
Maybe they count like buff and debuff as like sometimes as feather stacks as well.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I don't know. We will never know. But who cares, right? At least it's fixed, right? The less bugs there is in the game, the better. Piranha no longer bypass Sacred Feather.
Is this the one that Kairu was exploiting or like utilizing?
I don't know. I don't really remember. It was so long ago.
Yeah, this one works. I think I think one weird thing is that Mosquito has the same effect as Piranha, but that Mosquito doesn't work. The bug doesn't work with Mosquito.
So basically, if you use Piranha to kill an opponent, it doesn't heal anymore.
Oh, I'm not
okay.
sure. Yeah, I think Piranha is just like deals 2 damage at the same time. Like
Mm.
because I think what Piranha does is if you play Piranha, the 2 damage goes first before his Sacred Feather comes in. But with Mosquito, 1 damage comes first, then Sacred Feather, then the Steel HP. I think that's how.
I see what you mean.
Innocent Lamb cannot copy itself using Magic Sack. I didn't even know this was a thing, but
True.
yeah. Anyways,
I didn't know that as well.
anyways, moving on. So we're going to look at this, right? Here. I mean, click here, opens this thing. So this is the
We can just, like,
changes.
skim.
Yeah, I mean, you're just gonna skim through.
Yeah.
This one was like mostly covered. Game mechanics already covered, and these are like okay, we can just skim through.
And
Yeah.
sure.
Basically, they reduced Sponge Shield from 60 to 50. Nemo, they remove base 1 energy fragment. Nemo Ear, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Nemo Ear. Target energy bonus 1
Maybe
per Nemo card in your deck. Okay.
Gabby, maybe we can discuss the more impactful like one, the changes
Runes
that has
one.
more impact into the meta, I guess, in terms of like the changes. Because I can like skim through it as well and see which might be like, which has a lot of like changes, you know, not just like a bit of like change in damage and like shield.
Sure. So I think one big one, in my opinion, is Earwing, right?
That's very far. Fucking. We jump from aqua to bird to bug.
I'm just thinking about like what I think is huge. Oh, you mean okay? We go through like aqua into bit. All right. I got.
Yeah,
you.
like for example, when we look at the aqua, something that is like very like different right now is Navaga. That can be targeted to like anyone. It's the same like idea when you look into like the bug card, which is also like the tassels. Because these cards that can only be targeted to the user before gives a lot of like flexibility for comps right now. Like let's say if before we are using like for sustains at least, we are using the tassels for the backliner, which ends the game. Now you can actually put the tassels maybe in the mid or in the front line and give 1 extra shield card on the back. So this change where you can put it on any ally is actually big. It's the same like idea to like the green thorns in the small field when the season 2 started. Because before small free and green thorns can only heal the user, but right now it's already like targetable. Same with like hot bot. So it's like very big when you put those like high impact like cards, and then you can put it on like anyone. That's why when I see the Navaga being changed with other members of YGG Elite before, we thought that it's very interesting to see it now.
I like the change as well, but I don't know. I don't know if games will go long enough that Navaga can be usable, I guess.
It's still hard to build on, right?
Yeah. Because for one way for the game to prolong is for you to be like to have some shields, right? So I don't see Navaga going into like a hyper aggressive comp. I see it going into more like a mid range or like sustainy kind of comp. But it doesn't make sense to put in a sustain comp as well because you don't struggle with energy as a sustain comp, right? So it doesn't really fit into like a sustain comp as well. So it's just more for like a mid range comp. But how to build it is gonna be a bit like
Bibs was saying that imagine putting Navaga on like a triple owl bird with feather daggers. One comment that I could like put in there is that since Navaga reduces the energy cost of like cards by 1, Like let's say if you have a finisher Axie, um, you can like come to think about it, it might be hard to utilize at some point, especially if it's a finisher Axie, because sometimes you still have to consider how to use all the energy that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be good in a like sense where you still have a lot of like cards available, and then at some point you just have a free card to use. But
Mm-hmm.
what if you have like an Axie, like one Axie left, and you can't spend all your energy? So that's why I feel like it's very tricky to utilize Navaga. But the idea of like Bibs like putting it on a high damage card and maybe some other supporting cast, maybe like the machine gun bird comp, right? It might be interesting to see with that like concept of Bibs being thrown out.
Mm-hmm. Mm, yeah. I think Navaga is going to be something very interesting, something to watch out for, right? But in terms of like, how it will be played, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
I'm not really thinking about Navaga anymore, so I can't really comment on it. So,
Another
uh, wait,
another
and
one that I want your opinion, guys, is the innocent lamb. If like you check the description for the innocent lamb now, it doesn't copy the charms anymore. So what do you guys think about that? I think it's kind of big sometimes, like
uh,
on certain builds.
definitely big. Especially for those AoE
Cottontail.
rage.
Yeah.
Cottontail maybe not as big, right? Because I still think the energy is more than sufficient. But it's really more so for the AoE rage, right? They can't get the Mass of Frenzy copied, they can't get the Degrade Charm copied, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it hits rage comp hard, I think. Both single target as well as AoE. Yeah, so I think that's actually very significant.
Yeah. Because
Um,
I think the like what Gabby is saying, the innocent lamb being used by AoE players, they sometimes put, if I'm not mistaken, the massive frenzy charm on confident, or in sometimes they like earlier they would put white sage on the cottontails, which is
mhm.
like also very helpful in some occasions to remove like debuffs on um some maxis. And like having like if you come to think about it, right? If innocent lamb copies something like a card with a charm on it, it feels like you're utilizing twice the potential point that you actually can get from that card, just because it also gets copied on the next one.
Mhm. So I think it's a very big change. I do think people are still going to run Innocent Lamb, but it's just not going to have much of an impact. It once was. Uh, so yeah. So big L, I guess, for Rage Comp. Both AoEs as well as single targets. So yeah. I mean Rage in general is taking a big hit, right? With the change in Belieber as well. Belieber got a nerf in a sense, because you're
Mm-hmm.
consuming more rage to be doing less damage compared to what it
Mm-hmm.
was last season. It's a little bit good to use Belieber at like early rage stacks, meaning like one and like one rage stack. Let me go. It's still quite shitty, actually. Uh, Never mind. It's shitty.
I think I saw
Like,
it and it's still strong. Like it looks very bad, but I think I saw a scrim and it's still fine.
alright, it basically means it's more balanced now. I just think it's more balanced, but I don't like it. Like, it's a hit, right? Your single target reach were already not having a very good time, so I just think it'll be a little bit worse. I just think it's to control like Belieber comms in rare eras, because I think the Belieber comms in the rare era was the strongest point of beast comps, right, or like rage comps. It was during the rare eras. So I think this just addresses that so that they're not as like they're not as broken as what it was last season, I guess. What else is big?
Another interesting one is a pigeon post. The
Pigeon
blackmail
post.
thing. Yeah.
Oh wait, did anything else change? That is big on beasts before we move on to birds. I don't think so, right? I mean, Cottontail is now unstable instead of banish. That's kind of big, but I think it's still too good. The effect that people will still use it. Yeah, I don't think anything else.
I think Goda is quite good in epic. Or,
Goda.
I mean, in rare or in epic.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the aggro comps usually use Cottontails, right? But if you have like a card that can delay them, I think this one is really good in rare.
Interesting. Because you immediately feel the effect
You
of
immediately.
Goda compared to
Ooh.
before.
Yeah. This is big. True.
More tempo controlling card right now.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Yeah, I like Goda. It's a viable mouth now instead of Axie Kiss, I guess. Instead of just playing Axie Kiss.
Wait, if you're gonna think about it, it's more like they double the effect of it.
Yeah, they basically doubled the effect. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's more immediate.
Yeah. Okay, I
It's
think we
also
can move
actually
on
good.
to birds, I guess. Birds. Pigeon posts. If initial, blackmail to draw pile. Otherwise to discard pile. What? Okay. Got it.
Kind of
Okay.
lagged a bit there.
Kind of lagged a bit.
Just
Okay.
triple pigeon posts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The triple pigeon pose. So scary. So this one is kind of good too, you know.
Yeah. I think it's just a nerf to pigeon post in general, but I still think it's very strong, right? You're still shuffling like, let's say you play like 3 pigeon posts, you're still shuffling three blackmails into your opponent's deck. It's just that one will come later, like 2 will come later on, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like delayed gratification, I guess, if you're playing the pigeon post. But yeah, it's just not strong, I guess. Nothing else there. I think the next big one is really Hungry Bird. I think Hungry Bird is insane in the membrane. Because you remove 2 curse cards from your deck. It basically works like Lotus now, like an aggressive Lotus, right? Whereby you remove. Oh wait, no, Lotus.
And you don't even need it to be initial now, and you can still like steal HP, right?
Yes. So
Like if you total the value of a card, so it's basically 60 damage plus extra 15 damage plus 15 heal to yourself plus remove card. Remove curse. That's a lot.
So Hungry Bird, insanely good, right? Is to answer things like Jinx. So Jinx is going to have an issue into this meta. Like Curse decks is going to have an issue into this meta, I think. Swirls did, right? They completely killed off Swirls. Dog shit of a comp anymore.
Really?
Jinx,
But it still goes out, bro.
then Shatter My Monster will be like crying again on Twitter, and TG will be like crying on Twitter again. But I don't think it will be an issue, right? Swirl, I don't think it will be an issue already. Jinx, so I don't think it will be an issue because of, I think, Hungry Bird. But it just forces AoE to playing only one mouth, I guess. So yeah. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think anything else is really big. They nerfed Tri-Feather, which is basically another way of dealing with nerfing or balancing AoEs. Yeah, everything else is pretty okay. Can move on to the bugs. Bugs has.
We can look at the discards because this one is very interesting. the way that I see the discard cards changes here seems like they're trying to put in the discard meta into the mix.
Mhm.
So you can check Neo and Parasite. They kind of buffed it like a bit.
So
Like they
Neo is
gave, yeah, they gave Neo and Parasite one extra option to this card to discard, which might be very like important, especially if you know very important cards coming into your opponent's like draw pile. You know.
Yeah. I like this change, right? A lot of people playing Neo, right? Neo was already strong. They just made it even stronger.
And there was
Parasite wasn't
a
seeing much play. Yeah, Parasite wasn't seeing much play. So I'm not sure if this one extra card will increase Parasite's play, but it's just gonna be an extra option, I guess, if you're a bug. Which I like. I like this change, right? I think more players will be seeing Parasite as an option now. Compared to what it was last season. So yeah, I like these cards. It was, yeah, I like it actually, especially even in previous era, previous epic, in the previous patch. I do think Parasites and Neos in against Swirl comms was like very good. It's just I think people didn't realize it. Or like you put discards plus swirl comms, so I think those are pretty nice, pretty nasty. So those are things that I think are pretty good. What else changed? Tassels, right? Tassels, very big change. You can now target your ally, meaning like sustain comms, but a buff. You don't have
it's
to
buff
play.
and nerf at the same time.
Yeah,
Because
they reduce.
yeah.
Yeah, they.
Because I think I was like telling you this, like when I tried the change, if you're using like I think it was like a 70 shield card, it was from like 33 something like that to like 24, if I'm not mistaken. So like it is very important in like those type of builds where you can actually try to kill your opponent with tassels in the late game. So this one might be important at some point, and we haven't like figured it out or like seen it because this one is used in certain occasions where you can kill your opponent in a certain turn where it's blood moon or like the last turn of the game, and you can still try to kill your opponent with tassels. So the 5% might be important somewhere there.
Yep. Larva, I think it's a very big change, right? Now it applies to both skill and secrets. So it's a more viable comp for the banish bug, right? Banish bugs are coming back, I guess. So very big, yeah.
So that's rise on your own deck, not your opponent's deck.
Yeah. EOA, big change, right? They capped the damage at what? 30 bonus damage, which is quite significant. So
Isn't
another
that the
hit to
same
kill. Previously there was no cap. So like you have a lot of
you can only have like 9 extra cards on your hand. So 4 you can only get 27. Right? So this one doesn't make any sense if I try to do the math.
Yeah, they just changed the description.
Oh, damn, that sucks then.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
cool.
your hand is limited to 10. So how do you get the 10? I mean the 30 bonus damage if you only have 10? Kind of weird.
True.
I think the cap is 27 since like before. So it's kind of weird.
Okay. I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess.
Oh, Bibs is saying that maybe they consider rage stacks plus feathers, but
Yeah, I was
Maybe.
thinking that as
Yeah,
well,
maybe,
but
right?
maybe it's just
No,
capped at 30. Like no.
actually no.
Because before, Earwing actually can deal like 70 or like 80 per Axie. So if
So
they make it in such a way that it only deals like 50 damage max, that would be good. But I'm
But
not
I
sure
don't
about that.
think it works like that because those are multipliers, right? Those are outside of card description. They
Yeah,
should always take effect. So I don't think that's how it should work.
I hope that that's how it works.
Mm. Anyways, I think we can move on. I think that's kind of
Mhm.
all. Plants.
Rope.
Plants. Oof. Plants is a lot. Wow. Alright. I mean, big one is Rosa, right?
That's the biggest one I think.
Yeah. They removed the banish on Rosa. And they make you sleep for 6 turns basically. Especially, yeah, 6 turns. So big, very big, quite annoying.
3 turns, but it's really just like 3 turns, but for like 2 units.
Hmm.
Because if you hit the same Axie twice, it's just for 3 turns. It doesn't stop.
All right,
Because
because the
they
first
wake
one
up
you
and
wake
then
up.
you
Yeah.
sleep.
So
But it's still big.
very big, right? Very annoying to be playing into Rosas. So Rosas are coming back.
If they don't fix it, because I think I heard people complaining about it on Twitter already, saying too OP.
mhm. I mean, everybody's always complaining about everything, so I don't think it's that OP. I really don't think it's.
Plus one
Yeah,
was saying it's not that OP.
yeah, it's not that OP. I
What
don't
do you
think
think
it's.
about this Ndar? Because I think Ndar like played some Rosa before.
Mm, I mean, there's like a lot of counters to this, like mint or having like a taunt axie, a utility taunt axie like the bug.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot
So,
of ways to counter this. But yeah, we'll see what
so you
happens.
won't complain, right?
I want to complain, but not now. I can see
Why?
Ndar
like
would
I
fight
can
with
see it
it.
like being strong with combat with certain cards.
Mm-hmm. And you don't want to say it to everyone now, right?
Mm.
I mean, I can tell. Yeah, you'll see it in the naked match.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. And I'm not sure
Okay,
if it's
we'll
already
see.
updated though.
It is ready. It is ready.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it
Main
is.
service
It's
update.
naked anyways, right? Ooh.
So, ooh.
Ndar would be naked.
Alright.
Right.
But I think, okay, why I don't think it's as strong as what it was in the past is because of how sleep works in the past. Now you can wake yourself up, right? In the past, you couldn't wake yourself up.
Mhm.
Yeah, you couldn't.
Yeah, I
wake
think you
yourself-
can.
You can't, right?
I think you can.
So I just think like sleep is just not as strong as what it was, as a mechanic. So I don't think it's like super bad. Because at most you are wasting one energy, right? You're not wasting like 3 cards back in like what it was. So I don't think it's like super strong. It's strong, but not something whereby like people will be like raging over on Twitter.
But it's really
Sakura
a good card now. It's really a good card now.
Puppy, I like. Very good card.
Yeah.
Works very similar to Leaf Bug, but
Leaf
instead of
Bug.
tunes, it is
For
Leaf.
sustained players, so good.
So good, yes. Rosebud has more cleansers, not bad. Viable card. Strawberry becomes very solid now. Because it heals for like 60. It's a 180 180 value card, which is pretty insane, right? I do like Strawberry as a card, but whether I will be playing it, I don't know. I don't see it coming into play, but it's a really nice buff. What else?
Oh, this was the interesting one. The watermelon and herbivore, since they buffed Rosa, I think they're trying to
make sleep viable. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Because watermelon and herbivore is not that much played, right? Like even in the previous seasons, even in V2, I guess.
And the good thing is they are all on different parts, right? Herbivore's mouth, watermelon's support. Yeah. So and potato leaf is a tail. So I do see like some some type of
Some gonna try it for sure.
One thing maybe that I don't really like about this herbivore change is you basically make Tiny Turtle redundant, I guess. If you basically make Tiny Turtle very redundant. Like, what's the point of playing Tiny Turtle now over herbivore? Really not much, right?
Is it like Tiny Turtle gives you sleep, but this one like adds a sleep?
No, it's just
exaggeration.
And it's crazy because it's 5 turns. So it's like 2 turns for your opponent.
Tiny Turtle basically became a bootleg version of but shit. So like, what's the point of Tiny Turtle? I don't like them doing.
I think this watermelon and herbivore being like 5 turns make it a viable card to be like played. Because you're forcing your opponent to play 1 energy to remove it.
Yeah. So but I just don't like it when they make these kind of changes, right? Whereby they make something of the same part, right? Both mouth, like Tiny Turtle and herbivore having the same effect in the past. But then like now herbivore totally outshadows Tiny Turtle. If they make Tiny Turtle 5 as well, I understand, but now like there's just I don't know. I don't like these kind of changes where like there's a similar part and you just make one
kinda
stronger than the other.
Because like herbivore can put sleep initially. It just puts sleep when someone is already sleeping.
I mean that's true. Okay, fine. Fair enough.
So you can't play it. You can't really like utilize it if you don't have a combo card with it.
Fair enough. So you kind of need to combo it. I guess. I mean, it just makes watermelon herbivore poisons a comp, right? Like something that you can consider on or like
True.
Oh no! It needs to be tiny. Oh, never mind. Wait, what am I saying? Okay, never mind. It's combo. Okay, never mind. Tiny Turtle is still better.
I mean, you can still like chomp or like Tiny Turtle your opponent and use a watermelon and another Axie, right?
Yeah. Never mind.
I mean, if there's someone who's gonna try that playing poison, it's definitely gonna be you. Trying to
poison's trash. No. Poisons are trash. I'm done with poisons.
I mean, Silence like moving forward with Silence Whisper though, like seeing this change makes poison actually strong. In my opinion.
Not good enough. Oh, so I was playing two whispers now on the leaderboard. I never lose to a poison. It's still not good enough. And they all run Orenda as well, a single Orenda. It's not good enough. I still think okay, instead of being only needing 1 whisper, basically now you need a minimum of 2. So it's that's the thing, right?
So poison might be good. So you're saying you're not gonna use any poison next season?
I mean, if they're good, then I play lah. Like at the end of the day, I want to win, right? So if whatever is strong, I'll play. But I won't be testing it myself. I will just let other players test it, right? Like Peng Fa and
because I think I was like, I like speaking again with other members of the elite, saying that the value of Silence Whisper before is the like 6 turns of the poison healing that you get. Because basically in 6 turns you don't take any damage from poison. Unlike now, even if you heal a lot, it's only like 3 turns. And what if you immediately like full HP already at some point? So it's easier to utilize the 6 turns of like Silence Whisper before compared to the 3 turns now, even if you get more HP heals. That's how I see it.
No, don't get me wrong. I think poisons will be like playable, but I don't think it's gonna be like groundbreakingly strong. I don't see it being like winning an era. I don't see it. I just see it's just gonna be a com that is in top 100. I guess that's all I do see it.
Like sustains.
Sustains actually have a shot at getting at winning an era, I feel, but poisons I don't see it. So yeah,
It's always
Alright.
like a tournament comp.
Yeah.
True. That one is like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like saying that it's a tournament because it kind of counters certain like comps. Like before, when AoE wasn't as busted as is it right now, people were actually bringing poisons to counter them. So like the triangle of the meta works again, it would better for like tournament players too.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. They don't leave. They remove limit and increase the shield. I guess it becomes a viable card, right? It's a viable card, but still, I like it. I mean, I guess it's just something I will consider now. In the past, 60 shield with 1 limit, quite shitty. But now at 65 with no limit, I'll consider it. I think, yeah.
Yeah. Thing left here is just like normal stuff.
Souls, thank you. Souls gone, dead. Instead of shuffling 1 confused into your drop out, it now shuffles. Instead of shuffling 2, it now shuffles 1. So totally dead. This card gone.
Just that the difference is that you cannot lock anyone anymore in the first cycle, but at the second cycle that's the card that would shine.
Yeah, you can still lock on second cycle, but you just can't lock on first cycle. I guess. I mean, still okay lah. It's not. Nah. Coping, bro. Dead. Coping. Don't cope. But
I mean, in the second cycle, in order for you to lock, you need like 5 energy, right? So
Need
it's kind of
for-
hard.
You just need different card set that gives
Look at this boy Ndar. Already seeing the vision.
Okay, Ndar. Go play Swirls. Play Swirl. But yeah, Topaz, more damage. TLDR, just more damage.
Yeah, I think it's all good for the
Yeah.
card changes. We can move on with the runes and charms for
Runes and charms, there's a lot. I don't think we have time, right?
wait, let me
Quite a lot.
it's 82.
Yeah, I don't think we have time. We can. I mean, runes and charms. There's a lot to talk about, right? So we maybe can even consider pushing this to like next week, I guess. Nothing wrong with that, but yeah. Okay, so
Maybe someone is excited to face Ndar already for the
So
naked one.
we can move on to the naked challenge, I guess. So yeah, I want to see what Mr. Ndar has in store for us.
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't know we prepared for it.
Yeah. Damn, Mr. Preparedness. I would have just put up poisons. Called it a day.
True, I can do that.
Alright. So Sir Ndar will face Sir Jigs of YGG Level Up, and it will be a best of 3 series. And then if Sir Jigs won, he will receive a prize of 50 USD worth of YGG tokens, and the losing streamer or Sir Ndar will have to do a dare. So
TikTok.
Sir
Yeah.
Jigs will be the one
Gabby will
that
do
will
it for
decide
me.
on that dare.
No.
Alright?
If you play, you lose.
Wait,
It's on you. Bro.
can Ndar, can you like share your screen so that you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see the
Yeah. And it's actually a naked format. So there's no runes, there's no charms, just your pure Axies and their cards. Alright. So please, Sir Jigs, put your in-game name here in the Discord chat. So Sir Inda will add you. Sir Kosei is saying that Sir Kosei will send some Axies to Jigs. Yeah, if Mac Jigger wins, Sir Inda will probably dance a TikTok dance.
Oh, Gabby.
Can we
Wow.
actually?
You're gonna play this, Ndar?
No.
Sheesh.
Wow, hiding his comp.
We'll be an Axie.
Show us something new.
Alright.
Wow, very confident.
Maybe this is a
Gabby
starter
will do
Axis.
the dare.
Nope. It's you, bro. At most you just send out a tweet.
Alright, I just played this one. So that's a
Ooh.
scuffed version of the
I want to see this.
very scuffed version.
Because previously the players played all AoEs. Zelly played
Yep.
AoE,
What the
Gabby played AoE, I think. Plus one played free Axies.
I'll do this when I love.
You're down when you lose. Alright.
Yeah, bro. When you lose, is when you pull out all your super like broken shit.
So let's just wait for Sir Indar to add Sir
Oh.
Makchiger. Sir
This
Mak
like a
is already added.
sustain thing.
Yep. Using
Nadar
strong
sharing his screen.
So, nothing to
All
see.
right.
I need to go
Good luck. Good luck to the both of players. Just checking the runes and charms. All right. So while we're waiting for the match of these two, I would like to invite everyone that is watching on our social media platforms to join on our Discord server that is discord.gg/YGG and join us here in the English text channel to witness the battle of Sir Indar and Sir Makchiger live. Let's go. So they're using
Triple
This one is
Uh,
interesting.
yep. Both of them uses a sustain comp, but Sir Endar uses a comp that deals damage more, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that McJigger has Mavis too.
I think I saw this in the YGG inventory before.
You wanted it?
Looks familiar.
This would be a long match.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would like to ask Sir Disi and Sir BigGabbie, what's your insight about the new update on the Challenger queue where you
The
need
5 game requirement.
games? Yeah.
Honestly, for me, it's fine. Um, the reason why I'm saying the 5 games required for challenger is that
Yeah.
when you reach like the challenger rank, I am assuming that you have to work hard for it to stay on it. So for me, that requirement of playing more games is fine. It's not because like camping is pussy or what.
Mm.
It just like makes more sense to me for people to play if you're playing for a certain amount of money too. Gabby, what do you think about the 5 game requirement for challengers?
I'm okay with it. I feel like it's good. It pushes people to play more, which is good. I don't know. Not much to say about it. I like the change. Yeah, I like the change. Just not because there is a lot of money on the line, right? And
Yep.
it's very different from other games, right? When people say like they compare it to other games, but it's very different because there is actually real money on the line. So forcing people to actually earn it, I think is really the step in the right direction. And I think people are complaining, right? They just need to understand that it's really for a lot of money. And yeah,
I think the
like there's
most
really just no
I think the
free
mo-
lunch in the world.
I think the main
Right.
reason why people are complaining because of um, a situation where there's really no way for you to play like 5 games, like emergencies or
Yeah.
bad internet issues, something like that. I think that's just the reason why they complain.
No, I understand. I understand like those circumstances, but when you think about like top 100 players, right?
Mhm.
And how many of them are going to be like that? Maybe one or two on the last couple of days, right? Are you gonna like degrade the integrity of the leaderboard to accommodate for those one or two people who just have bad internet or like are sick or can't play on the last final day or the last like second last day? You shouldn't, right? You should think of like, the whole thing in general. And people who are giving like arbitrary or like fake scenarios which don't really happen is, I mean, it is what it is. Like if it happens to to people, just need to, I don't know, just it is what it is. Like
The
it is what it is.
the the 100 like points being deducted is actually big if you come to think
It's
about
big.
it.
It's big. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
like 50, but 100, I think that's actually a lot. Like thinking about it now, like, but I think what Haley's saying in that is that that one might be fixed. Like the amount of like MMR you gain in the challenger rank might be bigger soon because they're trying to fix the elo system more. Like they're trying to put more challengers this time around because last season the problem is in order if you get like stuck in Dragon 1, sometimes it's actually hard for you to get back because you face challenger but you only get one booger compared to like challenger like losing, they lose a lot. So the pointing system is kind of skewed because of that, and that's what Haley's like saying that they're trying to fix that so that more challengers, more dragons would go in the challenger rank.
All right.
I don't know what's gonna
And
happen. Like I can see us just drawing the game. I think. Or actually,
Is it a draw?
yeah, it could be a
high,
draw.
high chance in the
So if it's a draw, pretty sure we don't want to see this again on the next, right?
Yeah.
Set up your tents.
Your tent.
I mean, whoever wins this is the smarter guy, right?
Yep.
Because it's almost the same.
But like I said, the camping thing is still going to be a viable strat for Era 1 and Era 2. I don't see people hitting Challenger until Mystics anyway. So.
Yeah. So the change, by the way, guys, is that they only apply in Challenger. So for the lower ranks, I'm not sure if it reaches the lower end, but Dragon, Tiger, and I think I'm not sure if Bear is included. Only needs one game a day for you not to like lose points.
And also, I think like what people need to understand is the people who are earning like considerably like money that will affect their lives is really maybe top 200 players, right? And in terms of like population, that's like less than 1% of the people playing the game. So for you to be at the top of the game, right? I do think you should not allow camping, and like saying people who like are sick or anything, very like it's not going to be for people who take the game super seriously at like the professional or competitive level, right? People who are at the top 100, they all will make sacrifices no matter what. So yeah. So the argument I don't think, yes, it sounds good to throw that kind of argument out, like, oh, what if I have work, or what if I'm sick, I can't play. I mean, then you were not gonna get like 200 anyway in the previous seasons, because if you are not willing to make sacrifices, I don't think you can even get it. Like, even if I'm sick, fuck man, I'm still playing those 5 games, regardless. Bro, do you think I have a life? Like what else am I gonna do? You're still going to play
You
the
don't
game,
have a life?
right? I mean, you get what I mean, lah. Like people are still going to play, regardless of like 5 games or 1 game. If you are in top 100, your internet sucks, right? You somehow will find good internet one. You will go somewhere with a good internet, like Starbucks or something, right? And then just connect to Wi-Fi and play those 5 games. You if you really want it, you can find a way. So, and if you have a job, sorry lah, you not get top 100 lor. I'm sorry lah, but like if you are not willing to sacrifice certain things in life, then you are definitely going to lose out to people who are willing to sacrifice like things like their time, their money into this game. So it is what it is.
I think it's in the
Nah, look, he's gonna lose, bro.
oh,
Oh, he can kill Axie with the backline. Don't think it's gonna
so
hit.
talented. They're
Can't deal
gonna
any
die
damage,
soon.
bro.
Oh no, Ndar is in danger. So whoever wins this wins it already, no?
Yep, I think that would be it because we don't have much time left. So this would be the last match of the round. Last round, it's a draw, right? Sir Ndar didn't get the leafy ears.
True.
Trying to
Maybe
reach
Sir
for energy.
Senpu, can you send the video so Sir Ndar can practice early once the match is done?
Oh, you
Yep.
mean the TikTok? Oh, Gabby will do it for me.
Wait, you haven't lost yet, Ndar. Come on, no give up.
Yeah, still winnable.
Oh my god. When I see the shield, I don't know, bro.
think I don't know also.
Grim, looks grim. I think
I
Ndar
think
can still win. Honestly.
Yeah, with the wing horn.
we'll see. We'll
Yes.
Yeah.
Trust the winghorn.
see.
Oh
Eh,
no.
I think I should not look into my draw pile. You can see. Kidding.
What the heck? Ay, Ndar, giving reasons now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Alright, we're good. We're Gucci. We're Gucci.
Oh no.
Oh, what's the damage? Oh no.
Oh, dagger
Oh
went.
no.
Oh no.
No, no. Oh no.
Boom.
Okay, I can see it now. Just my Kotaro do. It does nothing.
That's still strong.
Single target. It's just single
But the
target.
cleanser is too much.
Yeah.
Wow. What a sniper.
Just count my rounds. 15, 16, 17, 18. Come on. Where's the last one? Last one.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Ndar already planning how to win.
Chill, chill. Hmm.
Ooh. Sheesh, double wing horn.
Whoa. My
Whoa.
theories.
Is that actually good?
Yes, because you got a chance to kill it if you snipe all your tri-feather to the back.
Actually, I shouldn't have played my feather dagger. That's a way to cancel the Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have left like one on my mid line or two at least.
Go MacJigger. Let's go.
Alright,
Wait,
so they cannot
Be
attack.
hitting one all the time.
Oh, he can attack with her
Ooh.
before. I forgot.
Ooh,
Sleep well.
Oh no.
that's 4 turns of sleep.
It doesn't matter if I Katara. Yes. Alright,
Ooh.
never mind.
Not better.
Force him to attack.
Oh, Ndar can still win.
But tough.
He needs those wing horns later. Oh.
Finally, that's
So
a kill
good.
one.
Ooh.
Alright. 21, 22, last round.
Yeah. This
I
is
need
right.
Dino. Boom.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Alright, alright.
Boom. Rosa.
Okay, he
No?
got daggers to wake him up.
Ah.
Chance
Alright.
ball.
Oh, he defended the bag though. It's like 50 shield at least.
Oh
50
no.
plus 40.
Oh,
Oh no!
oh no!
Wait, wait.
No!
I think you need to
Because it's last round next round.
wait. You wasted a hit, bro.
Just
Ah,
Oh
no.
no, man.
Alright, I just enter. Let's see if he's gonna
To
draw.
get revenge.
Tiny,
I think-
no.
I think.
Ish.
Oh
Alright,
no!
he's super preferred for this.
Yeah. And
Actually,
I
a good
think
comp, right? If you come to think about it, his comp is also like good for
Yeah,
naked.
and
yeah.
even poison gonna have hard time with those cleansers.
Yeah, I think that's it. Mac Jigger wants the game.
Congrats.
And Sir Indar
Hello?
will now
Turn
dance.
next. I'm lagging. Hello?
What can you
Maybe
say,
can-
Sir Mac Jigger? Do you want to see Sir Endar dance this TikTok?
What TikTok is that?
That's right. He can choose whether the Ndar or Gabi, right? Or Disi.
No, it's you.
Oh, why you called me? What the fuck?
Sir Wam
We're
is
already
here.
done with it.
Oh, Ndar, we're done.
The other
We're done. Soy.
players are here.
What the fuck?
We're gonna cheer Sir Endar.
I came here because Ndar is dancing.
Hey, let's go.
Ndar losing to a viewer, check W.
Elmo is here.
Hello, Sir Endar.
And go mute.
He'll tell you that he need to shave or something.
You tell you no mic, no cam. Only can do Twitter posts, leg pain.
Yeah, hello Mac Jigger. Congrats on your win against Sir Endar. So what's your dare to Sir Endar? Do you want to see him dance? I think our viewers want
The
to
loser
see.
gets to decide.
Yeah.
Oh no, and
Oh,
then
no.
done.
Ndar.
Sir Endar just muted.
Oi. Lame.
Maybe McJigger can like think of another.
Another dare, yeah. Like
Yeah.
posting something on Twitter with no
Or like-
explanations. Yeah.
Sending a TikTok dance this coming.
Oh.
Or maybe Sir Endar can record his dance and then we will post it later.
And don't want to
Yeah, tweet a
confirm him.
post of him
Tweet
dancing.
lah. Tweet post lah. What to do? This guy don't wanna do it, bro.
Tweet post of him dancing. Oh, McJigger is so
that's true.
nice.
Yeah. So, I think Sir Endar will just record his dance and then we'll just post it on his Twitter account. I think that's it. What dance Sir Endar will?
Like, so congrats to McJigger for winning.
Yeah,
It's a good amount of
Yeah.
money too.
he will receive a 50 USD worth of YGG tokens, and then he actually can dare anything on Sir Endar. All right, I think Mac Jigger will dance, and then we'll post it on his Twitter account. Is that it, Sir Mac Jigger? Sorry guys, I don't know magaling.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Magaling.
Yes, that's it, sir. Yeah, I think that's it.
Fucking
Absolutely.
Sir Disi and
Nice.
Sir BigGabbie told me that Ndar can actually dance.
Yeah. He did a photo before.
Sheesh.
know,
Yeah.
he's a good boy. So let's hope he sends one.
Yeah, let's just wait for his Twitter and then we will retweet it.
Jabba,
no,
bro.
no sore
Jabba is-
loser. No sore loser.
No
Yep.
shot he will send, bro. But anyways, yeah, I think we're done for the day, right?
Yep, I
Yeah.
think that's pretty much it. Before we end our stream, Sir BigGabbie, Sir DC, Sir Ndar, would you like to plug in your social media accounts or streaming page so our viewers can know what to look out for your next stream?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can follow my Twitter on BigGabbie, right? And as well for Twitch, both are BigGabbie as well. So yeah, follow me. Haven't streamed in a while because I'm in jail, quarantine. So yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll be streaming like next week, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah. For me, just make sure to follow this Twitter that I posted in the English voice chat. That's where you're gonna see the thing being posted soon.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's it.
Jail
It's,
has Wi-Fi now.
okay.
Okay, for me, since I don't have Twitter, just follow YGG.
Just follow YGG. Fucking hell.
Bro, I cannot. This guy. Get me out. Get me out. Get me out.
Oh my god.
All right. So thank you, Sir DC, Sir BigGabbie, and Sir Ndar for all the insights and knowledge that you shared with us. I'm sure that the viewers learn more about the Axie Infinity origin. So that is all. Thank you guys for joining for tonight's bootcamp. See you guys next week.
Thanks,
GGs.
guys.
Ciao.
See you guys in the
Bye.
next one.
See you.